Well, this wasn't supposed to happen today. When it rains, it pours. And sometimes trees fall down. Well, I've been deep in house projects lately, and nothing has gone quite the way I thought it would. I started off what I thought was a pretty simple plan. I was going to redo my staircase. I ripped off the carpet, I scraped up the adhesive, and I've been sanding my life away on these stair treads. And I've made a mess with a ton of dust everywhere, and I'm still not done. And I've made multiple trips to the hardware store, and I'm living in a house that feels like it's been halfway demolished because I decided I would start other projects as well, like removing flooring, like refinishing my wooden tub surround, etc., etc., etc. I have something going on in pretty much every room in my house. And that's okay. I'm good at starting a bunch of different projects. They're all half done, and eventually it'll all come together and they will be finished. I hope. It's funny though, because I keep noticing the same things happening over and over again. This started when I built out my van a little over a year ago, and I see the same things happening with these projects. First of all, nothing is as easy as you think it's going to be. You watch a YouTube video on how to do something, and with all the wonderful edits, it just looks like smooth sailing the whole way through. And wow, they did this so quickly. Which leads me to number 2. Everything takes longer than you think it will. Everything. Oh man, that was so true in the van. I thought, oh, I can just whip through this, and it's like, oh, I'm still doing this? And now I'm noticing that with like sanding. It's like, how many more hours do I need to sand? And scraping adhesive off of floor tile or off the floor treads or stair treads. It's like scrape, scrape, scrape. It takes forever. And I don't have a lot of patience for that stuff. And another thing is you always make at least one more trip to the hardware store. Off to Home Depot I go, off to Menards I go, off to Lowe's I go. There's always a different type of screw that you need, or a different type of adhesive, or a different type of sandpaper, or whatever. It's just, there's always something that you need. And I always do everything twice. I get something almost done. I step back and realize, oh, I should have done it this way. Or, oops, that didn't work out. Let me try a different way. Second time's usually easier. So I don't love that part, but there's always that moment when you think, okay, now what? But the interesting thing is, I've been here before. When I was working on the van, I ran into the same stuff. Things didn't go as planned. Things took longer than I thought. I made mistakes. I had to redo things. and I kept having to go back to the hardware store for more stuff. And at the time, it felt like a really big deal. Well, I still don't love it, but I'm finding I don't react the same way. Because I've learned most things can be fixed. And I'm realizing it's not just about the van or the house. Life is kind of like this too. Things don't always go as planned. Stuff breaks. Things go wrong. Unexpected things happen. Sometimes really good things. Sometimes not so good. But most things can just be figured out. Thanks for joining Mojo and me as we tear up this house and try to figure things out. But right now, I need to get back to sanding. See you later.